Patricia Visagie. A very good afternoon to Patricia. Tell us more.
Well, afternoon. Let's get straight into it. I am now joined by the Tshwane MMC for Community Safety, Mr. Grandi Theunissen. Of course, following the interview that we did this morning with the EFF, where they went to lay corruption charges, they claim, at, of course, the Brooklyn police station here in Hatfield. And they are essentially unhappy about the MMC who roped in the services, the drone services of AfriForum, and they're saying that should not happen. And of course, they're saying they're not really against the city of Tshwane utilizing private security companies or community safety forums, but they don't want AfriForum to get involved. So let's get the other side of the story. Right now, Mr. Theunissen joins me. How do you react to some of the claims made by the EFF and the fact that they're saying, but you are wrong?
Good morning, Patricia. Good morning, viewers. Firstly, I would like to state categorically that the city has the right to accept the offer of any public institution who would assist us in a case like this. I have also extended the same offer to the members of the EFF. Places are burning down in the townships where their supporters are mainly residing. They are welcome to come and assist me there. I was there until 3 o'clock this morning in Soshanguve and other places. I've been in Mamelodi assisting guys. I had AfriForum with me, providing me drone services, because the city does not have. There's no other thing that the city has got. No other service provider has offered us something like that, and it is something that we need, because the animosity from the strikers, they would not allow people to take normal photography, and we used the drone technology to be able to see what the crowds are doing, how they are moving, so that we can contain them from a security perspective. That was the main thing. Secondly, if they are blaming me of corruption, I think corruption comes with financial transactions. There's no financial transaction, so it can't be corruption. Thirdly, I think the problem they have with AfriForum is because AfriForum is exposing their leader in an open court of the racist attitude that the EFF has. Kill the farmer, kill the boer. Those are the type of slogans that they are slanting. When we use an organization, a civic organization, which is permitted, which also assists the SAPD in many cases. They have provided drone services to the SAPD. They have assisted them with aerial services at no charge, and on national government level, it was accepted, because they are helping the government, like we are a local government. They are helping us to contain criminality. And that's what it's about. There's no race in this. We've been involved in the townships with them to assist us to identify cable theft. Is that a criminal offense?
So do you feel that the EFF is really just pulling things out of proportion and they're politicking?
It's plain, cheap, opportunistic politics. They've got a bone to pick with AfriForum for taking their leader to court and to task. Secondly, the very first council meeting, without having said a word yet, the same member of the EFF, Councillor Ramabodu, said in the open, and it's on record, Freedom Front Plus, we are going to take care of you. So this is just a way of them trying to get political points. I'm challenging them. Come and assist me to contain the violence and the theft and the damage to the council's property anywhere you like. Bring me your drones. I will use them. Thirdly and lastly, at no time ever was AfriForum in command of any operation. It was done where the SAPD is, they were there, SAPS, sorry, and where the TMPD is in command, the TMPD was in command. At no one moment was AfriForum ever put into command.
Is there any plans to have other relations with AfriForum where you're going to use them for other services relating to perhaps the security matters, or will it remain to the drones?
Patricia, we have got no problem working with any organization who are willing to provide services to the city to give us backup. I had, on this same incident, I have 160 private companies involved in doing patrols and surveillance, and all of them have got the brief to contact TMPD or SAPD in a case where it's necessary. Furthermore, I've engaged with more than 600 CPF members throughout the city for the same assistance. It's not AfriForum versus the rest, it's AfriForum as part of that. So they've got no substance in what they're saying. They're trying to accuse me of violating human rights. And I would like them to prove to me what human right are we violating when we are protecting other humans from people like the EFF, who are proclaimed in an open court. They hate white people.
But let's leave that matter to the courts. Let's not jump the gun there. The courts will deal with those specific issues that are before the courts. Let's deal with what's happening in the city of Tshwane. Of course, we know that the EFF and AfriForum have a very strained relationship. It's there for everyone to see. It's been happening for many years, but you now stand accused of what they are accusing you of. And one of the other points that the EFF is saying is that AfriForum and the history of this country, they are scared that if they get too involved with, in particular, crowd management, or helping police, the Metro Police in this instance, with the crowds during protests and so forth, lines might be crossed because they feel that these companies are not well trained for public order policing and so forth. How do you respond to that?
I think they're better trained than any EFF soldier, as they call themselves, fighters. They've got full training. Their drone operators are pilots. The one that was with us was a trained pilot with a valid private pilot license. They are quite acquainted, and all they are doing is they are manning the drone. They are not doing crowd control. That is done by the TMPD and the SABC, and in both cases there's the public order policing units who are primarily and always in command of situations like that.
How did the Metro Police respond when obviously you had to inform them of this decision? Are they happy with this?
I had no objection. It was done in an open meeting with all members or leadership of the TMPD. Nobody objected to that. In actual fact, last night I had an operation with them with a full knowledge of the chief of TMPD, the deputy chiefs, as well as the unit who accompanied them to do the operation. No objections.
All right, and just the last one before we hand back to studio, the issue of race sensitivity that the EFF is also raising, that AfriForum being perhaps a white-dominated organization, and many protests are being led by black people in the country, that those dynamics might turn into very sensitive situations if not managed correctly, or if not rather get another company to assist. How do you respond to that?
First of all, I'm not going to talk on behalf of AfriForum. I will reiterate, they have no single time were placed in any position where they are commanding the situation. They are providing plain support at this stage.
Why is the city not getting its own drones? Is it too much money? Why are we not doing that ourselves?
Obviously, we are subject to Financial Management Act. Municipal Financial Management Act. In the past, no provision was made for the. We are looking at that in the coming budget. So yes, we will have, and soon will have. No other companies have come forward offering this to us free of charge, manning it with expertise. So yes, I think that's the simple answer to that.
All right, thank you. We'll leave it at there. Of course, the Tshwane MMC for Community Safety, Mr. Grandi Theunissen, defending his position, saying there's nothing wrong that has been done. Everything is above board, saying that this is a normal public-private partnership and the city has utilized the services of other companies and AfriForum before, and the EFF is basically just politicking and trying to obviously create opportunity out of this situation. So we'll have to see how does the story develop. It is a controversial one, but one needs to take into consideration again, this is also perhaps about the long-standing relationship, not so good relationship.
All right, Patricia Visagie giving us an update there from Pretoria. My colleague Nompumelelo Siziba is standing by the top of